And it's starting, Tom. It is
Oh, it
starting.
is.
Oh,
Got
Unbelievable.
him, maybe I was wrong.
And I think we're live now. How's it going, guys? Vaping Iwi, back at it again for another weekend or another week, however you want to look at it. And today is a special show. As you can see by the beautiful hats we are wearing. I don't know if Tom wants to intro himself, and then we'll go into what's special about today.
What's up? How's everyone's day going? Name's Tom. Using a whole bunch of shit today that we'll go over later on in the show. But let's dig into why it's a special show, Cam.
Special? Why is it special, Tom?
Cause it's our 3 month show.
It's a three-month anniversary. So yeah, as you can see by Tom, it's our 3 month. This is our third month going. So thanks for making it to 3 months, guys. Thanks for joining in. I am echoing. Oh. Oh. Surprised with Tom. Tom, I'm echoing. I don't know why.
It should stop. It was probably my audio.
Sweet. Hopefully there's no echo coming in. So yeah. I'm Cam, Kiwi Vapes. I'll say hi now. Yeah, I'm vaping a bunch of other stuff as well that we'll be talking about later on. Anyway. So yeah, why don't we start with something, Tom? You start with something. What have we got?
What have we got? Bunch of stuff, really. Firstly, we've got a nugget on the screen there. This nugget is made by Mech Level Carving, who is out there in the chat. This is what we're giving away. So it's quite unique. There's no two of a kind. So we'll let you know how to get in for this nice little Addy stand in terms of giveaway. But what do we have that's new, Cam? That we both have?
What do we have that is new? I know what you're thinking, B1. So this beast came in the mail. Well, the stack piece came in the mail. So this is something new that we both have now, Tom.
Indeed.
And also those beautiful Addy stands. I don't know if you've got yours near you.
I do. It's on
So
screen,
yeah, we
Cam.
got those made for the both of us.
We've got matching
How's it
ones.
going?
Is basically what
Great.
you're trying to say, yeah?
What was that, Tom?
We've got matching ones.
Yeah, we got wow, they're not really matching, but they are matching.
In a
So
way.
I believe with Lawrence's work or Mech Level's work, no two Addies are the same. Addy stands are the same.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome. I would show you mine, but mine is kind of covered in vape gear being used at the moment.
We approached them about it in order to get these made, but basically they say the Vaping Iwi down the bottom there. They've got some nice carvings on either side, some nice power inlays as well. Then we've got 25mm holes here. We've got 30 mil holes there for 30mm Addies. And then we got 40mm holes for juice bottles. These here are 40s as well. And they're kind of multi-purpose. They've got 510s, or you can put a bottle, or you can just leave it and it's got that nice symbol kind of burnt into that wood.
Yep.
So it's really nice. It's just nice to have on the desk. It sits normally over here and normally full. But I thought I'd have it not full for the show so that it's kind of a little bit of a showpiece.
Tom, are you wearing lipstick? Tom,
No.
are you wearing lipstick today?
Yeah, of course. Every day.
Shade number 5. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I totally agree with you, Mox. They are beautiful, and you can't beat handcrafted.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
it's quite an honor to have a piece like this, and it being pretty much one of one
Yeah.
or one of two in the theory that it has the Vaping Iwi logo on it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, how's it going, guys? Hope you guys are all having a good day, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are.
I might swap to my headphones, dude. See if I can get rid of the echo completely. Might be a smart move, eh?
Could be, could be. The matching black ones. No, you just smog. Sorry, mentally, not actual freeze. You gonna sort it? You got it? You got it, Tom?
Yeah. There we go.
I'm a little distracted. Yeah, I'm right now. Audio is gone. It should be fixed, hopefully.
Audio is gone.
Okay, back now. Cute, cute. We sorted. Yeah, so these are beautiful pieces of vape ness accessories, but also art. It is quite an art piece as well.
Just a nice thing to have on the desk. Like, I mean, it's really, I've got my vape stand, which is in front of me, which many of you may have seen or may not have. But basically, I've made myself this like, this shelf here, there. But it's nice having something on the desk and in reach as well.
Yeah.
And it's special. It's no one else is going to have this. It's one of a kind.
It very much is. Richard, not today, man. Not today. Maybe later on after the show.
Mate, I don't know. Sometimes.
How's it going, Warren? Actually, since Warren is here, shout out, man. Thanks. That's all I can say, dude. Really liking the juice that you sent up. Oh, and Tom's got a bottle right there.
Deep South Resistance. This is the Dream Cream, which is my favorite one. But I reckon we'll go over these later on in the show because they are pretty special.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have as many toys as myself or Tom. Tom has a lot of toys.
Do I?
Yes.
What was that fucking bang? Someone breaking in, Cam?
I don't know. I think it was the dog. He just got thrown across the room. Who knows? Whatever.
Rammed into the doorway. Rammed into the door.
Richard, I agree with you on that, man. So I'm vaping on the Blue Ginger as well as NNJ, and the Blue Ginger grows on you real quick. If you're not a big fan of ginger, you'll start becoming a fan of ginger because of it.
Yeah, it's not over the top. It's not an over the top flavor, which is great.
Yeah.
It's really important when eating juices off.
Warren, it's not that bad. I don't know what you've done to it, but it's not that bad.
Not that bad, eh? Way to put it, Cam. It's not that bad.
Not that bad,
It's pretty bad, but it's not that bad.
No. Well, he thinks it's bad. I think it's pretty good.
Mine is good. Other toys, of course.
I don't know what that bang was, and I don't want to find out.
You might need to change your undies after that.
Normally, I don't like ginger. Yeah, exactly the same, bro. I'm not a big fan of gingers either, except for Phil. Hey, Phil.
Phil watching?
Most likely. I did send him the link and everyone else the link.
Stuff. We now have Lawrence's logo on screen.
Ooh.
Down the bottom, it's not huge anymore.
It looked really good there, bro. Should have just left it there covering our
Yeah.
faces. So yeah, pretty much we're gonna talk about some gear today.
Yep.
Obviously how to enter the giveaway for that beautiful nugget that Tom was showing off earlier. And yeah, it'll be an interesting show. So Tom's got something in his hand right now that I think he wants to go over.
Nah, do I? I don't know. I mean, I was given it to review this, but I might just keep it, considering he's out in the
God damn it,
chat.
Abe. The show is gonna have no hashtags, man.
Yes, it
None.
will. Your last week's one's still there.
I know.
Yeah, of course, man. It's always going to be the case.
Show the nugget again, Tom. How's that Vtbox 101 at one point? Tom will go over that in a sec.
I will indeed. There it is. I'll leave the nugget in shot the whole time. How about that?
Yep, sweet as that makes sense.
Down here? What do you guys think? Down here? Yeah, right there. Right next to my face. Alright. Vtbox. Let's go over it. So the Vtbox is a DNA 200 box. It is... This one's the white and black model. So white and black. It's quite a chunky mod, and it's quite a rugged looking mod. Like, I mean, it looks like it's the type of thing that, you know, you'd take out and about. In terms of a battery, it's an 1800 milliamp hour battery. Don't worry, it has not left the box until like now, apart from when I was using it last night to try it out. But this was given to me by Richard to just review kind of thing. He was saying that because he's got a triad as well, and I do have a triad as well. He was saying that he believed that this was hitting not necessarily harder, but smoother, just getting a smoother vape experience off of it. And so what I ended up doing is I ended up taking the settings from this Vtbox. Because it is a DNA, you can download the settings with eScribe, and putting those same settings back on to the triad. And now the triad is a lot smoother as well. That's because the curves set into this one, straight out of the box, are a lot smoother curves than the ones from the triad. The triad ones are kind of staggered, versus this is very smooth. In terms of battery life, you're not going to get the same as something like the triad with some poo logs in there. It will be still good because it's an 1800 milliamp hour LiPo, so you got to take into account that that's only one cell of the LiPo, so that's actually times 3 because they're generally 3-cell LiPos. So it still will have battery life, just not as good as 3 times 3000 milliamp hours. What LiPos are great at is giving you the same power the whole way through until it just dies. It'll drop off right at the end. But yeah, in terms of quality, like the feel of it, it feels really good. It's not heavier than a triad. It's lighter than a triad, but it does feel really top notch. I'm thoroughly impressed. I might actually pick one up eventually. The only thing I don't like is the fact that it is USB charge only. But the battery does use a T connector in these. So if ever you wanted to, you could get a replacement battery and just chuck it in there. Something like a 2400 milliamp hour airsoft rifle battery that's that size there would fit perfectly in there, and then you'd obviously have better battery life. Or you could carry around spares, get exactly the same battery, but carry around spares and an Allen key if you really wanted to. Cam, do you want to show off your other stand?
My other what?
Your other stand?
My other stand is in use.
Okay. I'll check it out for like a split second, eh?
Yeah.
Just saying. It's perfect. The drop's like above my head. But yeah, we got sent these as well as like a piss take. But it's great. I actually use mine a lot.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, a lot.
Sorry, I just had to print screen the drip right above your head.
That's right. You fucking ass. All right, it's your turn, man. Come on, you got something.
What have I got? What have I got?
Just to iterate the price of the Vtbox, they're if you were to go for somewhere like 3F Vape, they're 145 to 155 US dollars.
Yeah.
Which, if you do the conversion, is actually cheaper than a Triad. Um,
Yeah.
Still, but honestly, the quality is something else on them.
Mox. Well, the thing is, Lawrence was told to make those stands, those ones there, by a group of Americans and Canadians on Project Fog. One episode when I think we were both on. Were we both on?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they said that, and that's how it happened.
Mm. And it's not even just that. It's we told him that he could sneak one onto the big ones, like subtly place one somewhere and all that. But he went all out, got us some nice phallical stands.
Phallic objects. Okay.
While you do your thing, I'm gonna eat this cupcake because it's too good to
You're gonna eat what?
cupcake.
Dude, I wish the bakery at the countdown had cupcakes, and I really want cupcakes now, you dick. Okay, so I'll go over something that we both have and that you've had for a bit longer than I have. You've got two, don't you?
Go grab my others. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so uh, I got the stack piece Tuesday or Wednesday, and yeah, first off, I didn't really like it. It wasn't an enjoyable vape, but then obviously after a while, I got used to it. Coil's broken, and it's nice. It's a 0.34, 0.35, something like that. Um, it is really, really nice and warm. So it's like having a Noisy Cricket in tube form or any other series mod that does full true series rather than like a Tesla where it's 6.6 volts on that. Um, I don't know if that was thunder or a plane, but I'm kind of worried if it's thunder. So yeah, I've really been enjoying this. It does come with magnets, which is pretty damn awesome, because obviously you do need them to get the clearances right. At the moment, I don't know if you've got your gold one sitting around, but I've got the gold magnet in there, and then two others sitting somewhere in a battery case. I don't know which battery case. How's it going, Sean? Good to see you, man. But I've really been enjoying this. This has pretty much shelved all other tubes that I have, but I do have a unicorn on the way that I have been looking forward to for a very long time. I managed to get a Timekeeper black aluminum. You don't have to use the magnets. Oh, okay.
It's better
Would
to
that
though. No.
would that mean that the top hat would be right down low though? Because aesthetically, that would kind of bug me. Because that kind of looks nice like that.
I've got
It
I've
makes
got
okay, that makes sense.
yeah, I've got really really thick battery wraps, and the contacts don't actually contact without the magnet.
Mox, we will be talking about make safety in a second.
Yeah.
Because we do think it is very important since we are both using mechanical mods, that we should really talk about it because people are starting to get more mechs from what I've seen in our community. I don't know about internationally, but definitely in our community, there seems to be more and more mech mods
Yeah,
coming out.
it's on the rise. That's for sure.
But personally, Tom, what do you think of your stack?
Um, which one?
The one without the game changer, your actual,
Oh, the actual stack.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, mine was a blem, but the blemish on my one is that they forgot to put the blem life on it.
So
Um,
yours doesn't have that.
yeah, mine doesn't have that logo, even though I paid the same price as a blem life one. But yeah, I personally, I'm like Richard, who's out in the chat. I'm like him in the sense that I prefer an angrier vape, a more rowdy vape, and sometimes when you're building on a single battery, you can't you can't get that angry vape.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I also have a game changer, which Cam just said, which is basically this one little piece that allows you to connect any two AV products together and stack them however you want, which is why I've got this here, which is a timekeeper, which is a blem. The blemish was on the button. There was a kind of like a dark discoloration, but as you can see now, it's actually gone. I don't know what it was, but it was like it was residue on the outside, and it kind of rubbed off, and it was fine. And then I've also got the black Blem Life Able, which is a matte black. The blemish on that is that they put Blem Life on it. But this one here, that's the Blem stack. So the actual stack piece is missing the Blem Life logo. And then I've also got the Blem Life purple, black, and yellow standard one. But yeah,
Cotton candy, but not cotton candy.
yeah, it's like cotton candy but different color. But I really like series, full
Yeah.
8.4, and then it obviously tapers off because it's not always going to stay the same level. But I like how hot and angry it is. To me, it's especially for dessert vapes. Like you don't eat. Well, I mean, you can, but you don't generally eat an apple pie cold. You generally eat an apple pie hot. So if you're having like a hot vape, then you get more of the experience, I guess, from it. Get what I mean?
Yeah, that's valid. Yeah, I'm the same. If and when I like using series, I like it warm, but not overly warm.
Yeah, not like crazy, but still
And
there.
I'm the opposite though. I prefer having fruits in my series.
Graham, do you mean the yellow, purple, and black one? Because if so, there is a non-blem version of this. The blemish on this one was, I don't know if it's gonna focus. The button doesn't match that coloring. Like it's got a tiny bit of yellow, and then it's got anodizing missing at the top there.
So wait, I think he's talking about the actual ring in the middle, the grey.
Oh, could be. Yep, but it makes sense
Yep.
because there's no able that color.
Yeah. No. So yeah, that's interesting to know that they didn't actually make a grey stack piece, but they accidentally made a grey stack piece.
Oh well, stoked.
So yeah, Graham, I might be in touch in the next couple of days though, because I kind of want to get some saw blades for the timekeeper. So I'll be hitting you up to find out where I can get either a key switch with saw blades and a top hat, or the full button. Because why not?
Is why now? There, courier.
No, there's no courier, but the dog is barking.
Okay, he's having a little piss fit. Anyway, moving on.
And back to the show.
Back to the show.
Yeah, I'm. Before we go off this, I'm actually really enjoying it. Quality is awesome on the Ables itself.
Yeah.
I see, obviously, the difference between the clones and the authentics, and these are a lot cleaner in a way of how they're built.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Tom? Be strange.
There we go. There was like a grey border here.
Yeah, there was. It was
and
like a
now
shadow.
it's gone. Yeah, it was the shadow from the bloody thing.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks, Graham. That'll be cool. Looking forward to that. Even though I shouldn't be spending money, but oops.
Bad Cam, bad. Down boy.
Okay. So Cam, you can take the earphone ring off the IKEA. I've done that, and it's pretty much the same.
Like it is only a minute amount different without the ear ring, and it's not, you know, I don't know.
But yeah, it works. I prefer it with the O-ring on, to be honest, but
Yeah,
you know,
same.
each their own.
Plus, that way I'll never lose the ring.
That's my main worry is that I'm just gonna put the ring down and the ring's gonna go by.
Pretty much, eh? All right, what's up? Come on, come on.
What is up? Okay.
I know you have heaps. I've got heaps.
I do. We do. We both do. Let's move on to something that we've both had for a while that I'm using today. I don't think you've got yours out, but
What?
I'm talking about the combo.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
So there's the top cap there, and it's not going to focus because my thing is a piece of crap. So I've been using the two-post kind of thingy, terminus kind of looking deck for a while. I haven't used my Limitless Plus in a long ass time because of this device. I find the airflow is great. And also the flavor is a lot better in my opinion. I think Tom's using his Limitless Plus today.
Yes, I am on
If I remember correctly.
on
So we do have
the stack.
both on the show. And I've put the exact same build that's in this, which is a 24 gauge stainless steel rat with Nichrome 80 fused Claptons in the Limitless Plus, and this gives me a bit more flavor. Focus, Cam, focus. I'm
Come
sorry,
on.
okay, there's a lot going on, like the dog's barking and yeah, life.
No, Cam isn't focus the camera, I think it.
Oh, focus, Cam. Oh, I thought you were talking about me, but yeah, that too.
Mine's not focusing either. Mine's having a hissy fit. But the only thing I like about the Limitless when using the Velocity style deck, over the combo with the Velocity style deck is the screws, the top screws.
Yeah, see,
That's the only thing.
I've used the combo with the Velocity once to try it,
Yeah.
and to be honest, I'm kind of over Velocity decks. I mean, Velocity deck.
That
Oh,
sounded
no,
even more
doesn't
like
sound
it.
good. Yeah, I still prefer the way that this works. I like the fact that I can go grab some pre-made coils, throw them in if I can't be bothered building,
Yeah.
and use it. And then let's say someone in New Zealand stocked the Goon one. I could go grab a Goon deck, throw that in there, put something in it, and then 5 minutes later I could be like, meh, this isn't great. Pull it out, put a different deck in,
Or
and
the
have
the
it.
RDA as well, the RDA section.
And also the RDA section, which I'm hoping to have in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Which will be pretty damn good to have in the collection for the simple fact that I can use
Yes,
of them.
to everyone out there. Yes, Cam has been saying dicks, not deck, this entire
Dick.
time.
You want me to say dick?
Mm-hmm.
Those stage Claptons. What? Those stage Claptons? Dude, Zach, if you can get a combo, man, get a combo. Personally, I like them quite a bit. It is my daily at the moment on top of the triad. The only thing that I've found is because of this build, I've had to ramp it up. Are you trying to sound like me, Cam? No, Marks. We just kind of have the same accent, so it kind of happened like that.
Oh.
So yeah, because the build is so low, it's a 0.09. We obviously have to. Well, I
All right,
obviously have to hit it up a bit higher.
let's talk about safety.
Yeah, mech safety.
Yeah,
Let's
mech
move
safety.
on.
Okay, there's mech safety and mech maintenance. Two things that are very crucial, very important when you're using a mech. something that's often overlooked, and generally when you're buying a mech, you don't think about that till afterwards. So going over that, resistance is one part of the safety. The other part of the safety is cleaning, and then another, probably the most well, not the most crucial. Another one is checking your batteries. That's probably the most crucial. Checking your batteries for any tears, nicks, etc. You'll notice they're not in shot, but I'll bring them in. I've rewrapped all my batteries. They were always, I always check them twice, see that there's no tears or anything like that in the wraps before I use them. Because the last thing you want is your mech to auto fire and all that kind of stuff. The last thing as well is your 510 pin needs to be protruding. What that means, come on, camera.
Do you want me to just do it?
Hold on. Hey! So
Yeah,
your 510 protruding is that copper bit in the middle, that's your positive, and then the outer bit is the negative. What you want is you want your positive to come out quite a bit. It's of course not going to focus again, but basically you can see the positive on this one comes out quite a bit. This is safe to use with mechs. Anything that is not further out than the negative is unsafe, and extremely so. Because what will happen is it will end up shorting the battery, as you will be touching the negative on the positive of the battery, and it will mess it up.
Here's one that's pretty unsafe while I'm at it.
Yeah, that is completely unsafe. I would never warrant using that on a mech
I would
mod.
never recommend. Yeah, that is a filthy RDA, but I don't actually use that. So
yeah, it looks unused. So
don't forget to clean the threads on your RDAs.
Yeah.
Also, yep. So that's the next step. Is
I'll let you go over
this,
cleaning. Yeah.
This right here is probably your best friend when it comes to any tube, not just the Ables, but any tube. I use it on all my tubes, and also these things right here. I use quite a bit for all my tubes.
And a good microfiber as well.
Microfiber cloths. I do not have. Here we go, Tom. Microfiber cloths. One day did have a sale, so I bought 50 of them. Who knows? So yeah, when it comes to cleaning your threads, I actually need to do mine. So this is a perfect time. So let's pull out the batteries. So just to show you, there are no tears in these batteries at all. So they are safe. Especially when it comes to stacks, you want to make sure that, yes, Richard. No, Richard, not all the tubes, just the ones that I vape with. Okay, so all you're going to do is, with this stuff, you just get it into the... I just dropped some on my phone. Good work, Cam. Let's get it in there. Grab your top hat and just sit there and actually go backwards and forwards till it hits the bottom and work your way back out for a good minute or so. And then once you've done that, I personally wipe mine out just to get rid of all the grit and shit that is built up in there. And there's a microfiber. There we go. So I'll actually come in and just give it a clean. Did you get the 80 pack? No, Megan, I got the 50 pack of 60 by 30 because, there's a lot more space on these. So, that looks really wrong, but that is auto sol. Just want to throw that out there, guys. All right, so yeah, you come in and you just clean it until it is free of all debris and shit that would be clogging it up. And then, yeah, you're done. And then it's obviously making more of a connection. So you do that to every single thread in the tube, and you'll be happy as Larry, including also your 510.
Yeah. And you also have to clean your 510.
Yeah. You also have to take apart the button and clean those threads as well.
Yeah. But the 510 on your RDA as well is probably the dirtiest one, because it's something you don't even think about. I never thought about it till, later on. Is that, that does get quite manky. And making a good connection is, thorough.
Um, it definitely is autosol, guys. God damn. Because I did use this exact same cloth to clean the button on my able yesterday, the day before, 2 days ago. Who knows? But that's one thing I haven't done for a while is actually service the able. But yeah, so that just makes all your connections a bit smoother, as well as when you're threading it, it won't tighten up on random parts. Oh, mechanic. Oh, shit.
Mate, you walked into that one.
I really did. And the other thing I use when I use AutoSol, I know a lot of other
Oh,
people who
oh,
use mothers or...
check the hashtag.
Oh, God. I'm kind of scared.
Um,
What is it? Hashtag, it's totally AutoSol.
no, it's hashtag. I swear it's also.
Oh, God. You would. You bastard. So, yeah. You just give that a clean as well. When it comes to using like AutoSol and stuff, I do not use my microfibers to wipe it on or anything else anymore. Tom let me in on a little secret that he does, and I just use cotton sheets. Your cheap Kogendo or whatever makeup pads work
Yeah.
really well to get that it applied properly so that it is covering it
Well, it's
evenly.
it's lint free and it's not going to scratch it.
Yeah,
That's the biggest thing is scratching your mod. Whether
definitely.
it's whatever mod it is.
Especially
Um,
when your mod's worth quite a
More
bit.
money. Yeah, more money. Um, but yeah, the another part is checking your battery wraps just every now and then. If you think that if it's starting to fray at the top or bottom, just change it. Don't even think twice. Just rewrap. And then the
Um,
yes.
on that, I believe on Mox's show when they had Mooch on, he said if you are in doubt or you think you should change them, just change them.
Just change them.
Peace of mind, so you know that they are safe. I use a hairdryer. I know Tom uses a heat gun. Don't use a lighter.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Just don't.
recommend it because you may burn a hole into the battery
Yeah.
and it'll vent. Um,
Um,
See you later, Megan.
See you later, Megan. Thanks
Bye
for
bye.
stopping by.
Have a good
Have a good drive.
afternoon. But the final part of mechanical mod safety. Well, firstly, don't put it in your pocket, at all. Doesn't matter if it's got a lockable button or not.
Yeah.
It's a case of something could touch the two poles together and it's stuffed anyway. That was weird. Um, but another thing is the whole resistance thing. So
Yeah.
on a standard tube, so not a stacked one, just a standard tube. Um, it, as me and Cam have said in the past, I will only ever recommend VTC 4s,
Yep.
and that is it. I wouldn't recommend touching any other battery if you're looking to put it into a tube. Um, you'll see a lot of recommendation for a 25R and all that kind of stuff. But with the amp limit of a VTC4, there is no point. 2100 milliamp hours at 28 amps, rated for 30, 28 amps continuous. Um, that as well. Don't make sure that your batteries don't have a caved in positive,
Yeah.
because that is bad as well. But yeah, so the 28 amps, is a nice safety net. Doesn't matter kind of where you're building, if it's anywhere, like 0.22 is where you start, work your way down to about 0.15, kind of stop there, and kind of get familiar with all that kind of stuff. The HB6s, those are the 40 amp ones, eh?
Well, that's their rating. I don't know what
Yeah,
Mooch is actually. One second, let
I
me pull it up.
believe that Mooch said on the show that they were a good 30 amp battery.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a good
Um,
30 amp battery, but 30 amps at 1500 milliamp hours or 30 amps at 2,100 milliamp hours, you're going to get a bit more life out of your VTC4.
I'll see if I can find the new ECF form from Mech now while I'm at it.
So all those resistances, that's for a single tube. Now, when you're building for a stack or a series box mod or anything series, you should start at 0.45 and kind of work your way down slowly. There is a certain point where you need to stop, and I am speaking purely without accounting for thermal mass, so the amount of metal there is to heat up. So that's not accounting for builds with a lot of wire. Those are kind of the resistances. So that's like basic bitch coils, as we name them.
Okay, so I'm looking at the ECF now.
Yes.
So HB6 is a 1500. The milliamp is 1500. His max amps is 35 on them.
Yeah.
But he does say that his CDR was 30 amps.
Yeah, so continuous discharge is 30 amps. Continuous discharge of a VTC4 is 30 amps by the manufacturer, but it's actually 28 according to his chart last I checked.
Yeah.
And that you do have to remember that this is a continuous rating. That would mean for you to hold the button and keep holding it down. You know, that is the kind of like the roof for a constant draw. Obviously, you're not drawing for more than 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Hence why there's a pulse rating as well, which is a higher amperage.
Yeah.
So,
Can you briefly go over series builds for...
So series builds, generally you have to have a higher resistance. So a standard 1 tube, 1 battery, your range, this is highly not recommended, but for example, myself and Cam, we generally go a 0.08 or 0.09 or 0.1, 0.12, so on and so forth. But series builds, for example, and again, highly would not recommend it, but because there's a lot of metal to heat up, there's a lot of wire on this build. It's a framed, hopefully it frickin' focuses. It's a framed Clapton. So there's a lot of wire to, I'll do it this way. There's a lot of wire to heat up. So basically what that means is that you can allow for the
within
amount
reason.
of wire. Yeah, within reason. Don't go mental, but that's a 0.24. Just because there's a lot of that wire. On a standard build, like standard 24 gauge Canthal, you'd go like 7 wraps, 8 wraps, which is going to be a 0.34, 0.35. That's probably as low as you'll go without it being uncomfortable.
And to achieve that, use more reps or
Yes.
So you can either use more reps or you can use a higher gauge of wire. So
or
like 26 gauge, 28 gauge sort of wire. It does have a high resistance.
Or a thicker inner diameter as well.
Yeah. So at 0.25, you're looking at, I think, 33.6 amps.
Warren, if you mean the LG Brown, you better get that battery out of there.
Yeah, actually, Warren, I just saw that. If you're talking about a tube with HG2s in them.
No. Big no.
Use them for regulators.
Yeah,
not serious.
They're great for like triads because of your battery life,
Yeah.
But
they're only 20 amp if I remember correctly, or 19 amp. I can't remember what Mech.
Yeah, Graham, that 0.24 draws 35 amps, so that's just above the continuous discharge rate of a VTC4. Obviously, I'm pulsing, and I'm accounting for more wire. There's a lot more wire to heat up, so it does have something to do with that as well, and then voltage drop as well. Because voltage drop is something that's generally not too much talked about, but any mod, regardless the mod, the voltage that you're getting in your atomizer will not always be the volt. Oh, look at that transparent timekeeper. The voltage that you get through your through your battery, sorry, will not be the voltage you're getting through your coil, because by the time the electricity gets from the button to the top, it loses a bit of power. But yeah, I mean, there's different ways to build. There's different kind of builds. There's a 0.36 with standard wire. That's probably as low as I'm gonna go with standard coils.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking about like aliens and stuff, I'll take it down more because there's more wire. There's a lot more to account for, so on and so forth. Warren, take that battery out of your timekeeper, please. Please, 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 super please. Can you take it out?
And order some VTC4s
Yeah,
or HB6s. Personally, I prefer VTC4s,
same.
but
Because of better
I
battery
know a lot of
life.
people that use
Similar,
HB6.
similar thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so 0.36 is only 23
Yeah, 20 something amps.
amps
Yeah.
at 8.4.
So it's like very,
Yeah,
very safe.
VTC 5As, if I could get some of those in New Zealand, if I could find some that are in stock, I probably would pick some up.
I've got some, but the only thing with the VTC 5A is um the amperage is a bit
Yeah,
lower than a VTC 4.
yeah,
Not to say that that has anything to do with the pulse rating, again, because pulse rating is different, so on and so forth. You are just holding that button down for a little bit. You're not constantly holding that down. But yeah. So just make sure you're using the right batteries and mechs. Make sure you're using the right builds in mechs. Make sure you're using the right atomizers on your mechs. And then clean your mechs. Make sure you keep an eye on your battery wraps. And then
protruding
the
510.
protruding 510, positive battery terminal isn't pushed in, so on and so forth. There's quite a bit to go through, but
And don't use LGHC2s in a mech mod,
yes,
please.
yes. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just a question of ask. Ask if you're
Yeah, if you're
unsure.
not sure,
There's plenty
ask.
of people in the community. Doesn't have to be us. Like there are plenty of people in the community that will be more than willing to help you because they were at that same point at one point in time. Most of us don't start off on a mech. I only know of one person who started off on a mech.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, 5As are definitely harder to get a hold of in New Zealand.
Yeah. The only one that I know of that does stock them sometimes is Vapo.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
same.
yeah. And I mean fives aren't worth it. Don't even touch fives. If you want a battery for your regulated mod and you want it to last, a day, 2 days, whatever, get an LG Brown. If you want a battery for your mech mod, because of the scarcity of 5As in New Zealand, get a VTC4. You can get
Yeah,
a 25R if you really want to, but don't build below 0.22. It's as easy as that.
and I mean, when it comes to starting with mechs, the starting point where I started, I don't know about you, Tom, but my starting point was 0.25
I started at 0.22, worked my way down.
and then worked my way down. Luckily, I did have a ginger vape friend who helped me out quite a bit with that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Telling me what to get and what devices to use and all that sort of stuff. So it was really good.
exactly.
But yeah, if you guys do have questions about mechs and what mech to start out on, just hit us up.
Hit us up or hit up someone you know who uses mix
Yeah,
and has been doing so for more than like a month.
yeah.
Because generally, when you're in that first month, you're
You're
overconfidence
still
is a
learning.
bad
Yeah.
thing.
I mean,
Overconfidence is a bad thing too.
I still think I'm still learning about mechs and
I
stuff
am.
as well.
I am as
Because
well.
there's so much to actually learn. How's it going, Beauty? Nice to see you in the chat.
Mm.
And Greg, how's it going, Greg? Didn't say hi. And Abe.
And everyone else.
And
Graham.
everybody. You
Everyone.
guys having a good afternoon? I'm shattered. It's been a long week. Tom's had a very eventful week too, vaping.
I'm just watching the cat trying to get into the cupcakes.
Yeah, exactly, Greg. If anyone does have questions about it, man, just hit one of us up. There's so many people with Mechs that have had Mechs for a long while. I've been on Mechs for 6 months, 7 months now.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've kind of learnt what's good and what's not.
Mm.
What happened with Tom? I don't know. Tom, what did you do this week? What was the highlight of your week?
A highlight of my week was going to Mexico, which is a Mexican restaurant in Tacapuna, meeting up with my I don't know, what is he? He'd be what, the vape brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like my vape brother slash cousin, I guess. And having lunch, that was pretty good. Had some bloody nice tacos.
I worked a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, Graham, I totally agree. There is such a big debate with that whole positive down thing. In some mods, I will use positive down, but in every tube that I currently have, positive is up. And I think Tom's going to say something. He's giving me a look.
Okay. Positive up. Yeah. Let's take this as an example. Positive up. Positive up, battery vents. Batteries vent from the top. The you know, the when it vents, that air has to go all the way down and squeeze itself between batteries and then come out the vent holes on enable or at the bottom in the button itself. Imagine that were to happen.
Yeah.
The air is going to take the path of less resistance. What's the path of less resistance in this case?
Your face.
It's going to blow that fucking top cap into the roof of your mouth. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to slowly funnel out the bottom. That's not the way it's going to happen. So positive down, it's going to, firstly, when you're using it as well, you might lose you might lose the skin on your finger, because that's what happens. You won't actually lose your finger, but you might lose the skin on your finger, but you won't lose your fucking face. What's more important to you, your face or your finger? Another thing as well is when you're vaping, the vent holes are away from your face. So say you can hear it, because you will hear a hiss and a crackle and stuff inside. It will vent out that way with your hand out of the way. You toss the fucking mod. It's a case of, I agree with positive up on non-button lockable mods. Yeah. Because if you put it down, yeah, and it's got a non-lockable button and it's hard shorting, that's it. It's gonna vent. Hands down. At least you're not touching it and it'll blow up in your house and that's about it. But it's a case of if you're using it, I'd rather use this with the positive down here, because if I'm using it and it starts venting, it's not going to blow into my face. You'll generally notice that a lot of competition mods, Ables, Sub-Zeros, whole bunch of them, even dot mods, which aren't really a competition mod, they're more of a fancy mod. They're more of like your
enthusiast. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's enthusiast. I was going to say it's more of a pompous mod, but anyway. That has vent holes. Yeah. It has vent holes at the bottom. You know what I mean?
For that reason, yeah.
For that exact reason. You'll see some mods, like I've got a French one that's called a Mobillion, that's got the vent holes at the top. So clearly you'd put the battery with a positive up. It's quite rare. I do know that the, what is it? The Gladiator, the fucking whatever, the Spartan mod? Spartan yeah. has a vent hole at the top. And that's so that you have your positive facing up. Also, the Spartan, I believe, is not an unscrewable hybrid top cap. It is integrated into the mod. For example, my tugboat is that. It's a one piece. When when it's one piece, it's not going to... Well, it's going to be a lot harder for the metal to break and to fly off. Versus when it's two pieces, all it would take is for that pressure to bend the metal in here, and that's it. It's flying away.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, on the stack, I've got battery positive down
So
because of that fact, the vent hole's there. But this, weirdly enough,
vent holes are at the top, or
vent
has no
holes,
vent holes.
it, it doesn't have vent holes, I don't believe. One second.
Nah, it'll be in the button, man.
Okay, yeah, no, there's three, but because of the way the button's set up, I wouldn't trust it being positive
Then
down.
so the way that vents is that it vents and shoots the button out.
Yeah,
That's the way that one would vent. But it's a case of check your battery wraps anyway, and
yep,
you'll be sweet. Like Graham said, if you're checking your battery wraps and you're building right, for what you're using, you shouldn't have an issue. And another thing with facing it with the negative touching the 510 pin, this piece here of your battery, which is the negative, ignore all the arcing spots. Um, this piece here, which is the negative, is a lot harder to push down than your positive. So when you're using it and you're screwing down your 510, it's going to be a lot harder for you to push this in than
yep.
it will the actual positive. So positive is quite frail, let's say, almost.
It's very, yeah, it's only held up by four little struts,
Yeah, exactly.
which, metal
So,
breaks,
yeah,
especially
exactly.
if it's under
It
a lot of
bends.
force. The conserver is the same.
Vents out the
Uh,
bottom, yeah.
yes, vent holes are the exact same as the scoundrel, I believe,
Yes.
bottom.
Yeah, vents
So
out
with
the
that, I did
sides.
have that at the bottom. I do not have the conserver anymore, Graham, as of this morning. I did ship that off to Brett because I got his timekeeper. So yeah, that's why I don't have it with me, so I can't show you the vent holes on that. I mean, where is it?
I've got the scoundrel, but it's around the corner.
There we go. This thing, Tom, has vent holes
On the sides.
on the sides.
Yeah.
So
Any
this one
any at
is
the bottom?
none at the bottom, no vent holes at all.
Okay. So none on the button itself.
1 second. Nope, it's a solid button. Yeah, exactly, Mox. Your vent holes
Well,
are at the bottom on the time.
any able mod has those 6 vent holes.
Yeah.
So that goes all the way down. You can actually get button housings that actually have holes on the side as well, which would be a bit safer, kind of. But yeah, all that pressure is going to get released out the button anyway. So
The V Guard has vent holes down the sides too. Yeah.
yeah,
So that's the main thing. And as Graham said, just check your battery wraps. That's the main thing. That's the main reason why one of the main reasons why mod's short.
yeah.
The only thing to watch out for is your stack arctic cleaning the batteries and the condenser. Okay, yeah, that's good to know, Graham. Yeah, I'm rocking a 0.36, so she's still in that safety rating. But yeah, I will
Yeah.
check out.
I mean,
and
if
make
it's yeah, yeah, it's going to, the other thing that a lot of people are saying is that if you have it the other way around with the positive up, then you'll see it firing or whatever. It's going to auto fire. But if it auto fires, that's not a good thing either. It's
yeah, Apollo buttons. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
But
mean, I always have wraps because the first sign of tear, especially I found with this mod, the Tesla, I've
yeah,
had to rewrap a couple batteries because of it, because it is
yeah,
quite a tight fitting battery housing.
yeah. But
They are
yeah,
for cosmetic purposes, not venting purposes. Okay, that's interesting.
yes, but I mean, it's kind of it would do it anyway because it'd vent out the sides. It's
Yeah,
more of
aren't
like
they
a
attached? Aren't they just holes straight
yeah,
through?
they're straight through. So I
Yeah.
mean,
So
it would work as that. They are purely cosmetic, like they're purely for looks, but it could work as that. It's kind of like the Fu Hatton has those holes on the side.
yeah,
That's it's kind of the
but those are
same
actual
idea.
vent holes. Those are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whew, that was a really long segment on mech safety.
Had to be done, no?
It had to be done. But yeah, if you guys need any advice, there are so many people in the communities, especially the New Zealand community, that have been vaping for a significant amount of time.
Yeah, who are familiar with
Who are
battery safety and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just a question of hitting them up, or
yeah,
us as well. And if we don't know something, then we will, put you towards someone who will.
who will, yeah,
And that's the whole point. It's about keeping everyone safe while enjoying doing what they do.
yeah, exactly.
Easy as that.
Yeah, safety is always needed, Mox, because there are so many new people getting into the mechanical side of things
Yeah.
without the slightest uh, clue of, well, they have a small amount of knowledge on it, but not enough to actually
The,
do it safely.
the problem is that when you go on, for example, the vape pages, you'll see someone talking about their build. They're like, oh, rocking this 0.13, blah, blah, blah. They don't say that they're using a Sony VTC4. So all it takes is for someone to go, oh, I could do that too. And
Yeah,
then they chuck in a LG Brown, and that's it. You know what I mean? That battery will vent if you put that built on there. It's a 20 amp battery, and that
yeah,
is drawing a good, what is that, 32 amps at 0.14. So it's quite a stretch.
0.14 at 4.2 is 30 amp exactly,
Okay, there we go.
but 126 watts. Okay, okay.
Obviously, with Mechs as well, a big thing is that the batteries aren't constant. So on a regulated mod, the batteries are giving you constant power because it regulates it. It uses ways to keep it at that 4.2 volts, for
Yeah,
example. On a Mech, starts off at 4.2 volt, but you can feel it drop. You
yeah,
can literally feel it drop to the point where you'll vape on it, nothing will come out, and that's when you charge your batteries, obviously, or just before that, or whenever you feel that you need to charge your batteries. There is no wrong time to charge your batteries after using a Mech.
yeah. I normally pull mine out at about 3.8
Yeah, but I
volts.
mean, it's not like we
Yeah,
don't have inbuilt
no, we don't. But
sensors.
like after you've been doing it for a while, you can kind of
Yeah,
feel
yeah, yeah.
that point where it's
But
hitting
to
that time
begin
that you
with,
know
when you're
for.
starting off, it's just a case of when it's not vaping nicely anymore, just take it out and charge it.
Yeah, exactly, Greg. Like that's the biggest thing is people need to ask questions. It's
Yeah,
not a matter of they could ask questions. It's they need to.
yeah, for sure, for sure. It's really
So
important. I mean,
especially our community, most of us are willing. Well, all of us, I believe, are willing to help in any way, shape, or form that we can.
and it's important. It's. I mean, unless you want to cosplay as Two-Face for the rest of your life, it's important. It's important to ask. Like it is important to check these things. Um, and like I mean, everyone that I know does it as well. So the milliamps is the duration of the battery life, not the amperage. So the
The
amperage is the
amperage is the one
amount.
thing you need to.
Yeah. So the one thing you need to watch is the amperage. So the LG Browns are 19.26 amp or some shit like that.
Yeah,
The VTC5 is a 20 amp as well. Yeah, 20 amp as
20.
well.
Yeah,
And then the VTC4 is a 30 amp, but it's actually 28, but it's 30 anyway with whatever. There's a way to go around it. Um, so, Warren, yes, you'll get a lot longer battery life, but you are restricted to, I believe it's a 0.22 ACAM.
uh, 0.22. One second, let me pull up the
0.22 on a
calculator.
3 mil bit
So
is,
0.22 would be 19.09. So 0.21. Yeah, so 0.21 is the lowest you
that
could
you
go, but
can go on
0.22
a,
is the lowest I would go.
yeah, again, pulse rating, blah, 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 but the pulse rating on the LG Browns is actually quite horrible.
Mm.
So hence why, like, that is it, dude. Even accounting for a lot of metal and all that kind of stuff. So Highly recommend you get a VTC4. If you can't get your hands on one, let me know. I will ship one to you. I have no
Yeah,
issue with that.
if
I've
worst comes
got
to it, man, and you need some, just message one of us and we'll send you a set or
I've
one.
got spears. I've got heaps of spears, and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, moving on from all that, what do you want
Woo!
to talk about now? You want to talk about juice and stuff, or what do you want to talk about? Because I do have the Tarot Mega, but I could always keep that for the next time. This bugger here.
Um, well, I personally think you should whack onto the turret since you're vaping on it right now.
Sweet.
If you're keen for it.
Yeah, sweet as. So I've got Vaporesso Giant, or whatever it is. I think that's what it is. Mega, Giant, whatever it is. One of the two. So it comes with either a RBA section or the pre-made coils. They do use ceramic wicking material, porous ceramic wicking material. I've had it for since Monday. I won this in a waffle, which is a vape-related raffle. So basically, it's just a standard tank with standard pre-mades if you want to use it that way, or the RBA section you can build your own coils and stuff like that. It wicks quite well with the RBA section, and then this is just the pre-mades. They're quite good. Flavor's not amazing. I've heard a lot of things about ceramic being like, oh, it's cleaner and blah blah blah, like flavor-wise. But I'm not getting anything amazing. I'm using it at 80 watts. They're rated to 140 watts, but something that really pisses me off with companies that make these coils is that they go, yeah, it's rated to 140 watts. But if they rate it at 140 watts, they're probably using 100% PG. Otherwise, that shit is burning. Like,
Yeah.
all you get is burnt cotton, burnt ceramic, or whatever you want to call it when you're going at 140. 80 watts seems to be about where it plateaus. 90, yeah, it's not as enjoyable, so on and so forth. But yeah, all round good tank. It's available, I think, a few vendors. I got my one from Vapo through the waffle. Richard's the one who organized the waffles for Vapo, so huge thanks to him for hand delivering it to me as well. Um, but yeah, I'd recommend it for someone who's kind of eyeing up the TFV8 or that, purely for the fact that the TFV8, for it to really shine, you need to have it up to 110 watts minimum, and then it'll really shine. Versus this thing, 80 watts, you get similar flavor. So, you're going to get longer battery life as well, because the coils are the same rating.
So
But yeah,
since you're talking about the ohm rating, what's the ohm rating of it?
0.15 on the pre-mades. Yeah, it's a triple coil versus the quads and octacoils of the TFV8.
Yeah.
And their new Deca coil, which is a 10.
That's so crazy.
Mate, it's rated to like 240 watts or something, which, yeah, right.
Just throw that on the maxo, sorted.
Yeah, if it could actually hit that 200 watt. But yeah. But something else as well, Cam, I don't know if you're quite familiar with it or not, but I think that it is something that you've talked to me about in the past, which is how the resistance impacts your battery life. Just because I've seen it on the page today alone, being talked about, and the misconception between, that lower resistance being better for your battery life. I've seen that said all over the place, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's the other way around. Whereas the higher the resistance, the more battery life you're going to get, because you're not putting as much amp strain on the battery.
Yeah, within reason, yes.
Yeah.
You will get a bit more life, I believe, with a higher ohm, but also if you're using a higher ohm with a shit ton of wire, then obviously it's having to force
Yeah,
a
so
small amount of amps
it's
through. So it's a yin
counteracting
and
it.
yang.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
But for example, I'm just gonna pop over to my Therion, right? So my Therion, with my K Fun with a zero point 0.4 in it, I was getting 2 to 4 days battery
yeah,
life. My Therion with a zero point 0.1 will last a day. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Same tank, same everything. Same material of wire, yada yada yada. Just building different. Not necessarily building some fancy coils, just basic coils.
Yeah, if we're talking basic, yes.
Yeah, basic cause. So I mean, it's that's just something that needs to be mentioned as well because I think it's a bit
And
misconstrued
then
online.
also, if you're going to talk about that when it comes to your big elaborate, your aliens and all that stuff with a lot of wire, and you're using those on a mechanical, obviously the ramp up's going to be a lot longer because there's more wire to go through it and
Yeah,
all that, or more wire for the current to go through.
yeah,
So yeah, there's a lot of variables in vaping.
yeah.
If you think
There's
about it.
there's so much. I mean, it's not we think of it as vaping because that's what's impacting us, but it's also it's the same with your cars, all that kind of the other stuff. They that's the reason why you have different types of fuses in your car, 25
Yeah,
amps, 30 amps, 40 amps, so on and so forth,
yeah.
because everything has resistance and amperage and all that stuff. All right, let's move on to this juice, dude, because we have not that long left, and then we got to say how they've got to enter for this, and then we're good to go. So I'm gonna go with what we going Dream Cream first.
I haven't even got Dream Cream out. Give me
Oh
a
come
second.
on, you fucking party hat man. So Deep South Resistance is Warren out in chat. He's just a DIYer. The way I know him is that my wife's brother lives with him. He's my wife's brother's landlord, but also lives with them. Um, but yeah, good banter on the pages and stuff like that. Found out that he DIYs. I ended up sending him out some juice, just as a freebie because it's always nice to do that. But in return, I received this. I wasn't expecting it at all. I didn't ask for that at all. Um, I didn't ask for any juice or anything like that. This is just DIY. I don't think he's vending yet. But this one here is called Dream Cream. Um, yes,
But
Cam.
before you go on, ours are different, remember?
Yes. So me and Cam's ones are different. Little mess around with Cam's one, just wrong page of the recipe book open or something, which is quite funny. But my one is the recipe that's
Yeah.
that is the final version. So it's a dragon fruit, rock melon, and cream. So it's really fruity, really, really summery. The cream's not overwhelming. The dragon fruit, he said he put too much in, but I actually don't find that at all. I find that it's just right because it's actually pushing that melon up more. So you're getting more of that rock melon, and I personally love rock melon. So this is
Yeah.
really something that I would have. I mean, my other one that I love so much is D's Melons from Vaporium. I know you've got some as well, Cam. Just a real fruity kind of melon punch to the face. But
Yeah.
I really like this, and I've been vaping through it like crazy. I mean, I'm running out already. I also like the bottles. The bottles are really nice and squidgy as well, and they're the unicorn style bottles or whatever you said they were.
Yeah, they're like squid
Just one note I'd have, Warren, is here where the label meets at the back. I would cut it just a bit shorter, closer to the deep and closer to the south, and that way you'd have like a viewing window, so you could see how much liquid is left. I know I'm kind of calling the whatever it is. I'm saying that when my bottles are matte black and not see through at all.
Mine have a little slit.
Yeah, yeah, mine are kind of joined, but you know, my bottles are not see through at all. Mine are light proof and all that kind of stuff, yada yada yada, which is an inconvenience as well because you can't see how much you have left. It's kind of guttering when you get down to the bottom. You know what I mean? There's nothing left, and you're like, oh well, shit. Versus this, at least you're able to tell when it gets down here. Um, but yeah, what do you think of your one? Because your one's different. So
Um, I'm kind of gutted that it's not the actual recipe, but it's a nice flavor. I don't know what he's changed in it because I've got real bad vapor's tongue at the moment. Um, but it is quite creamy. I will be hitting you up later on in the week, Warren, to get some of the actual recipe so that I can try it, and I will talk about it next week on the show if I
yeah,
remember.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. It is still quite fruity from what I can gather from the flavor that I'm getting. But yeah, a lot of cream. Lot of cream. What's that, Tom? What bottle is that? I can't see it because it's delayed on the stream.
It's the you know, the juice, the one that we named, you know, that weird one.
Oh.
Warren, you need to hit me up with you know, what that actually stands for, because yeah, I mean, it's just endless. It could be anything. So just hit us up with that, man.
I get like nectarine.
Yeah, I get nectarine, and it's freaking delicious, man.
Is it a pear? Like a nashi pear?
I'm not sure, eh? I'm not sure. It's really good though. Really tasty and fruity.
That moment when I dripped the wrong juice.
It could be an ashi pear.
Yeah, that was my first thought when I got it, and then Nathan's nut.
Yeah,
we were
see, we were close to that. We said nana nipple juice. We said other things as well. It could be so much stuff. It's not even funny.
I said Nigel's nut juice, but
Yeah,
Nathan.
I mean it's bloody good, eh?
Yeah, it's 1 second. Let me re-drip.
Yeah, no worries. The last one, the ginger, the blue ginger, I don't have anymore. Sadly, the bottle passed on to a, you know, another dude who wanted to try it out. But Cam's got some. But I've also got the flavor profile like down packed, written down of what I feel of it. So
okay, it's in the recall.
So go on, give us some NNJ. Got some in the.
Oh, the NNJ. Okay, I was on to the other one, but
okay, nah, come on. You haven't told us about the NNJ, man.
So yeah, it's very fruity.
Very summery.
Yeah, like these are juices that I will vape during.
I mean, Warren, where did you get the inspiration? Did you have to go up to Nathan and just
sniff them, lick them?
Yeah, have a little lick, man, and then make a juice. Is there a little drip of Nathan in there or something? I don't know.
Yeah, did you like make him do a run and then like? Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out what the actual profile is.
Yeah, because I get so many different things, and picking it back up as well, leaving it to sit, picking it back up, I can taste a different thing again, and it just keeps going.
I found that all day. But I don't know if it's a nectarine or something similar to a nectarine, but there is something.
There's something fruity, and it's more of the
stone fruit.
Yeah. Who knows? Anyway, last one. Of the juices, you've got the bottle. I don't, which is they all look the same. They just have different writing on them.
So
they all look like that.
It's not going to focus.
That's right. So it's oh, he's changed the name on yours.
Yeah, Blue Ginger Kiss is what it says.
Oh, awesome. Mine was Blue Ginger Donut. But basically, I don't know if you'll agree with me on this, Cam, but I got a Ginger Kiss like cookie. They're not cookies. Well, they're cookies. They're soft cookies.
They're like those soft cookie bread.
Yeah, with cream in the middle. You can get them in supermarkets. They're really popular in New Zealand. One of the dudes. Yeah, I mean it's.
Yeah, so he named it after his mate.
Yeah,
because
fair enough.
Fruity.
Where's the Tom juice, dude? And by that I don't mean me. I mean my brother-in-law. But yeah, yeah, he's called Tom as well. Go figure.
For you.
I know, right? But yeah, so the ginger kisses, I get subtle blueberry, like really subtle, at the back of the whole profile. But I get punched with this nice, not overpowering ginger. It's I don't know. It's not overly sweet. It's not hot ginger. It's like a nice cookie ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Richard just said, you know, the ginger is not overpowering.
It's present, but it's not to the point where it's like
Yeah,
fucking
it's
ginger
like
in
a
your face.
ginger kiss cookie.
It's like biting into a ginger cookie, a ginger nut cookie, or a ginger kiss, and you
Yeah,
get that nice ginger flavor, but it's not like you've just
overpowering.
eaten a piece of ginger.
Yeah, it's like a gingerbread man almost, but
Yep.
soft. It doesn't feel like one of the hard cookies. The
Yeah.
hats.
No.
It's our 3 month anniversary of the show, so
3 months.
we're like the crazy couples that celebrate like the 3 months and shit like that. So yeah,
We're trying to be unicorns. There we go.
yeah. I mean, you know, if it doesn't snap, I'm a unitard. Um, yeah,
It's,
flat Bundaberg ginger beer taste, I guess, in a way. You know, could see it that way.
yeah. The blueberry I get on the inhale more than anything.
Yeah,
um, and then it's a nice creamy ginger at the end.
yeah.
But
I get the blueberry at the end, and it's like it's just like an aftertaste.
yeah,
But I love it, honestly. Really great juice. But I gave it to Richard because why not? He's a good man. Looks after us. You know, lets me review his shit when he gets it in.
speaking of your shit, Richard, you can send me the Spartan instead of Tom. Okay, thanks.
No, he's sending it to me, dude. Don't do that.
Please. Actually,
No.
no, he'll never get it back from me.
Yeah, exactly. Versus for me, he knows where I am. You know, I live close enough to him. But yeah,
Yeah, it's a nice bakery, is how I'd put it.
yeah.
Um, I haven't found a bakery that I'm a big fan of, and this is
Mm.
definitely one that I'm actually quite a big fan of.
Yeah, I definitely need more of it. So Warren, after this, please message us. I know Richard's been messaging you for days trying to get the whole range, but come on, man. Don't let us down. We might have to create a Facebook group chat named like, you know, Deep South Resistance Aholics.
The Goon Killer? What?
Oh, yep, I know what he's talking about, but you know, I might not say anything about it because I might have my hands on it to talk about it.
What's the Goon Killer, Richard? Just tell me. Don't screw Tom. Don't
Nah,
listen
nah,
to Tom.
dude. Nah, dude. Come on. Keep it a secret, Richard. We'll reveal it on the show,
Flip me
buddy.
a PM afterwards. I would
Richard,
love to.
Richard, you should just come over with your bloody Spartan when you're, you know, just come over to my house. You can be on the show.
Yeah, we'll just have Richard on the show.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
mate. Yeah, you can sit like right here. You know. Hi guys. But yeah.
My name's Richard.
Hi guys,
Except
it's
Ted
Richard
sounds
here.
really masculine compared to you, so that's all
Yeah,
right.
true, true. He'd make me look a bit
But yeah. Okay, so
inferior.
Juice, we're over.
Yep,
Well, we're not over, but we've finished on that
we're
segment.
over it, Warren.
Really good juice, man. For
Mate.
a DIYer, awesome.
Well, I mean, the thing is, that's where the proper ones start
Everyone's
off. Yeah, that's where I started off.
yeah,
But
same. But I don't really mix anymore.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm amazed. I'm stunned. It's I could vape it all day, every day. I really could. So I'm stoked. But yeah, are we going to talk about how to enter the giveaway?
Yes, indeed.
Giveaway.
Okay, so we've shown you the prize. We've shown you the awesome carvings that he's done for us ourselves. So what you've got to do, Tom, is what?
So in order to enter this, you do have to go over onto Instagram. If you do have an Instagram, if you don't have an Instagram, then it's kind of tough crap. But you
Make
basically, yeah, make one. You basically have to go over to Mech underscore level underscore carving, I believe it is. Yes.
Yep, I'm going to post the link to it in the chat right now.
And you'll put it in the description as well.
I'm doing that right now, but yep.
But basically, go over to Mech level carving, and on his Instagram, he will have posted a post. I don't know if he's done it yet, but
He
he
has. I'm
will.
looking at it right now.
Cool. So he's posted a post. What you need to do is you need to go comment on that post, hashtag the Vaping Iwi, and follow him on Instagram. And the way we're gonna do this, Cam and I were talking, and we're talking about doing it so that it's like a Christmas giveaway. so that this will be basically drawn on the 24th of December. And I'm thinking we stick to that.
Yep.
But what I think we should do, Cam, and I've just been thinking about it more towards like this end of the show, is we should give away something with it as well, just so that it's more like an entire package. So you do have drip tip holders here, and then RDA holders. You can also fit your Mech mods as well, as long as they're under a 26mm. Anything under that should fit. But basically, I think we should add something to this, Cam, just so that it's more of a package.
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking that actually earlier today.
So what I'm thinking of doing, Cam, is I'm going to get a hold of Warren as well. We'll get some Deep South in there. I will also talk to Vape Uncle Jeremy, and we'll get a Dot Mod Petrie RDA up in there. It is a clone, it's a V3 Petrie. I do have one here, so one of those. So we'll do it as like a Christmas package because we're giving it that long. It's that way you're getting a bunch of stuff. You're not just getting one thing, and we'll also chuck in a 30mm of Renaissance as well, because why not? But yeah, so I'm thinking that's what we do.
Yep.
And the draw will be on the 24th. The 24th is our last show of this year, and we will basically restart in the New Year's. We'll have the dates on screen in the next episode or something like that, so that we can kind of keep you guys posted as well.
What does Lawrence mean? What does Mech level mean by that? I will add another tube stand.
So tube stand, if he's meaning the one that I suggested to him, the one, the wall one, that'd be pretty cool. Something like that. Doesn't have to be that one, because that one's real nice. But it's just, if he wants to do that, if he's willing to do that, that's all good. But Lawrence, it's just a Christmas package. Yeah, Christmas package. Bear in mind that over Christmas time, sending shit is like fucking mental.
So it'll probably come out after New Year's. We'll ship it away after New Year's.
Yeah, but it will be drawn on the 24th. Guaranteed, hands down. If you guys have nothing to do and want to come watch two boring fucks for an hour and a half on the 24th, be our guest. But yeah, we're just gonna do like a year wrap up and then cut it off. And he does mean
favorite mods of the year.
Yeah, things we're looking forward to the next year and all that kind of shit, and what we want to kind of move this show towards over the next year. But yeah, on that note, I think we should wrap it up and let these guys go have dinner and stuff, and I kind of want to go eat, and you probably want to go eat and sleep.
After this, I will post the link in the chat, and I will chill around for a bit before I go make dinner. Yeah, I don't know if Tom's got other.
No, I'll be sitting on Zoom for most of the afternoon. I've got a couple of things to do, but they're on the computer, so I mean it's an easy thing to just sit here and chat.
So yeah, I guess I'll start since I'm currently talking.
Yep.
All my stuff's in the description. Follow me on Instagram. Follow us on the Vaping Iwi on Facebook. All that jazz, and also make sure you go into that giveaway. Mech Level is an awesome dude, helps us out quite a bit, and has actually become a friend over the last year, and he's a real top bloke and makes some beautiful pieces of art. Not just functional pieces of art, but beautiful pieces of art. Over to you, Tom.
Just on a quick note, you don't have to be online for the draw at all. Obviously, if you're commenting on that post, that's how it's going to be drawn. Just make sure you do watch the replay. We'll probably draw it at the start of the show, or we'll put a timestamp in because it is a bit of a big one. But make sure you do go over onto Mech_level_carving, follow him, comment on the post. You will see it. It's got this in it. Just make sure you comment on that. And then that's how it's going to be drawn. So it doesn't matter if you're online on the day or not, because I know that a lot of people are going to be going away for Christmas. Yep, all the links are in the description. As usual, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. Make sure to check us out on Facebook if you haven't already, like our page. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to message us at all. There are a lot of days where we are on Zoom, and we're more than we're more than happy to help anyone who needs any help with anything they need in terms of vaping. I mean, Cam's great to talk to anyway. He's got good life experience. So and he's a chef, so if you're hungry and need some catering, hit him up. But yeah.
You can't afford my bills, Tom. Can't afford my lifestyle.
All right, guys. Yeah. Enjoy your pompous dot mod.
Yeah, so
But
thanks
anyway,
for tuning, guys. Other
yeah,
than that, been the Vaping Iwi. Enjoy your evening. Here's
we'll
some clouds.
go off with the little clouds, eh?